Yeah, really nailed it. That's why they decided not to do it. Like, they can erase people, no problem, but, you know, that's why cop killers get, like, the hardest. They get, like, the entire force, because, you know, they're dicks. We're gonna do it. We're gonna try. I believe. I want to be able to finish a chapter a day. If we can. I doubt the next... I think the chapters get longer each time. Course now in session for the Mr. Powers. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Edgeworth, the opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in Studio 2 trailer that day. From the testimonies, the truth will become clear. Edgeworth's on edge. Call witness. Prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? De Vasquez, I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? Here you go, Brick. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Okay. Testimony, I choose you. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down. Giggity. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so I went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and 18 bone steaks at the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later. We all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about your first party testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, but with the monkey's head toppled over. Okay. It means to express one's opinion in an annoying way. Okay. Awesome. That's what pontificate means. Let's do it. Press everything! By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. I like it. It's quick and to the point. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. Same could be said for you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging your little desk. It hurts my ears. But that's what we do. We bang on the desk. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. Okay. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means just what I said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Okay. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. That was great. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. I had some evidence that she didn't eat that steak. I don't think they had T-bone steaks, because again, there wasn't any steak. Do we have anything about the T-bone steaks? I think I can present this. Yeah, I don't think they ate steaks. You claim you ate a T-bone steak, but I say you did not. Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat steak. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. Yeah, you ate the bone, you're right. What was it you did during it? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Ms. Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. I don't think she actually killed him. We'll find out, though. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, girl. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was the murder weapon again? Oh, yes, the Steel Samurai Spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? You couldn't. I think you would have had a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. Hmm? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. I think this, because it's broken. Right? That makes sense to me. What else do we have? We can show the picture of this thing. I kind of want to use this. Because it's broken. It wouldn't go through somebody if it was broken. It would just break again. I'll go with that. I present my proof. The so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear is broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was a security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was? How was the hammer killed? Oh, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill the hammer? Yeah. Would I make a claim like that if I can tell you what the weapon was? I am Phoenix Wright. Yeah, I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Well, let's see this murder weapon. Look at this photo. What is this? Wait, that's Jack Hammer standing on top of the stairs. Order. If I cannot have order, our trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright. What is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth? You still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? Oh, nice, Dim. You're flying on a pterodactyl soon. Are you saying? Yeah. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It was 2:30 on the day of the murder. Miss Dad says meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. And then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way he caused another man to die? 5 years ago! Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. But you deny what I say is true. Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died as the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, and in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1, and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? Not enough time. How could she have dealt with the body? She moved it. You'd be surprised, but she could do it. When people think that their life depends on it, they can do amazing things. Episode of That's Incredible. If you claim she did everything in 15 minutes... Let me guess. Show me proof? Correct. Show me proof. Then I won't have you making unsustained claims. I don't think it was in 15 minutes. Wait a second. How does he know what I'm thinking? Ha! I need only look at the cold sweat running down your face to know what you're thinking. Perhaps you'd like to reconsider your claim? How could she have dealt with a body? She had another way. Well, the thing is, I think the body was there for a while and couldn't move until the path was cleared. She had another way. What if she had another way to carry it other than her two hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. Roger that, Brick. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Is there a trailer in one of these pictures? Oh yeah, here we go, van. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There's a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry this body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body in the magistrate costume. Hold on, right? Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? I'd say he was, I think. She couldn't have done that by herself. She had to have gotten help. She couldn't have done all that by herself. Of course, someone else has to be a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put in the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Duh. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. Why is she giving up? So, what happens next? Don't me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? I lost? Something like that? She did say that. I just said that. So you mean... So it was you? You killed Jack Hammer? Who can say? Oh. Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle? You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right? But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Order. Blah, 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 blah. No words. It's as the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving. Testify again. I'd like you to testify again. Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before, the truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers, a waste of time. Okay, who's gonna come to rescue? Where's Mia? Mia, help! Mia, help! Edgeworth, help! I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. Thanks, Edgeworth. You did great. I mean, you gotta practice on your BSing ability. That's usually our department over on the justice side, on Phoenix Wright's side. It comes with practice, so just keep doing it, and you'll eventually get a question while you're waiting for people to be shocked you just objected for no reason. Just watch us frequently. We'll show you how it's done. Oh, he's getting the hang of it. I'll request that the witness testify again. You're the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see what we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly do you want her to testify about? Yes, Indeed. Verily, I say, ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. I think Edgeworth just became a bro. Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But wasn't the one who said that he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that? Edgeworth's story is pretty cool, by the way. After finding the body. I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying, "He did it!" I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Kaza, have a great hump day, man. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. We're close, we can do this! She may be acting tough now, but if we put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key, you need to twist the truth out of her. Stick it to her, over and over again. You were with those people when they found the bag. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. I'm afraid of what's gonna push, so I'm gonna hold off pushing unless I feel like there's something really there. The assistant was there too. Mr. Powers taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go call him? Remember? What? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? You seem calm. No. Immediately called the police. What was everyone else doing at the time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Kinda like now. Silence. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Security lady was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, Steel Samurai. I'm still confused about that first picture that she deleted. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. Why? Yeah. Seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there's no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered it for you? Covered it up for you. I'm sure professionals help convince everyone they didn't require questioning. Probably. Oh, we couldn't even press that one. Went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. Guess not. I want to know about that. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder. Who could think of rehearsing after that? But she wouldn't have known there was a murder. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Think. Miss Vasquez says she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Dude, Edgeworth just did our job. What you've just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate your concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? Edgeworth is helping. Huh. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this? No matter. If you think you misunderstood me, I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. Change your testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. You weren't at the rehearsal, though. How'd you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Was Sal there? It's about this last statement. What do we have about this? He's dragging one leg. Dragging leg photo? I kind of want it to be this. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. Because I'm pretty sure she wasn't there. Objection! Objection! You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. That's right. Mr. Wright, explain yourself! Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why do you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, you must have gotten it wrong. I don't know, no. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez? You saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yeah, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume. and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order. Witness! Can you refute this claim? Dude, you're just taking all that smoke in. You're just... I like the touch when she does, like, suck in right now, where she's filling her entire lungs with death smoke. It stops coming out of the pipe. Let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yeah, he's fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. You would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there was a reason, it's unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? Can you prove that she had a motive? I think he went over there to attack her because he was being blackmailed, so her reasoning would have been self-defense. Because she was the one having control over him. Now, can I prove it with evidence? Probably with that picture again, I think. Try the picture. I presented to the court evidence that Miss Vasquez had motive in this murder. This is my proof. I think it's right because we're actually going through it. The photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With De Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, De Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. And you made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to present day, Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yeah, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. Moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here. You only ever talk about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed De Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? That's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of a useful man. It's a policy of mine. Motive for murder. I think she was attacked, so I think that's her motive, but I don't have evidence for that, so I'm gonna say she had no motive. I think. Hold on. I don't think she did. She had no motive, Your Honor. What? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security later into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for that what purpose, you ask? to kill De Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Snap it, snap it, snap it! Yeah! Evil people snap what they're holding. Your theory is that Edgeworth takes the loss here because of the connections Vasquez has to the Mafia. Okay. So you did it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Miss Vasquez! What? What happened here? Manuel from the trailer stairs! Manuel! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No! How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No. Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please don't die! Please! Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Good ending? Where's De Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. That's true. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Yay! Confetti! Woo! Why is there confetti in the courtroom? Woo! Yay! That is all. Court adjourned. October. Dude, that took just over 3 hours. Success song! Yay! I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yeah, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for murder makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me! Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Do we know why? Sure. I have an idea. Mr. Hammer wanted to put a blame on you because everyone loves you! It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was a Steel Samurai. Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kid's show, and as a villain. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him at any time. I think you're missing the point, dude. Thank you. I'm just so glad it's over. So am I. Yeah. Congratulations, WP! Oh, thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Oh, we didn't know it's over. Is something wrong? No, of course not! Nick! Edgeworth! Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk. What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to say thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Wait, you are? Liar? Right? I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came to tell you. Thanks. Cool. Was that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Hmm? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick. Tell me. What's the deal with you and Nedgeworth? And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Woo! Ooh, Pink Princess! Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! They're gonna watch it! You're gonna watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy me trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? Wait, he's the Pink Power Ranger now? I wonder if the show has real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. Wait, is he the Pink Princess? And for anybody asking, yes, the Pink Ranger, when she's in her suit, is a dude from the original Power Rangers. Save. Success! Your brain hurts? My brain hurts too. Guys, that'll do it for today.